At 45 years old, Kunle sat inside a nearly empty apartment staring at a blinking generator light. The electricity had gone out again. His landlord had already called him 3 times that week. His daughter's school fees were overdue. And somewhere inside an old drawer was a faded payslip showing that for nearly 10 years, he earned over $400,000 every single month. Yet somehow he had nothing left. No house, no investments, no savings, nothing. If you met Kunle 10 years earlier, you would have thought he had life figured out. He worked at a telecommunications company in Lagos. Good salary, stable job, respectable position. Back then, the 400K monthly felt massive. His relatives admired him. Friends called him chairman. At family events, he was always the one spraying money confidently while others watched in silence. Kunle loved appearances. The first thing he bought after his promotion was a brand new Toyota Camry. Not because he needed it, but because, according to him, an assistant manager cannot be entering Danfo. Everybody agreed. Then came the apartment upgrade. He moved from Surulere to Lekki. The rent nearly tripled overnight. But Kunle loved the validation. Visitors would walk into his apartment and say, Kunle Don Hammer. That sentence became addictive. Slowly, his entire life became built around maintaining that image. Every salary increase created new expenses. Better phones, more expensive clothes, weekend outings, family dependency, financial support requests, contributions, Owambe parties, burial ceremonies. You're the successful one now. That sentence followed him everywhere. And Kunle never learned to say no. The strange thing was, he genuinely believed he was progressing. After all, his salary kept increasing, his lifestyle kept improving, people respected him. Online, his life looked successful, but behind the scenes, something dangerous was happening. Kunle had confused income with wealth. Every month, money entered his account and immediately disappeared. No investments, no emergency fund, no long-term assets, no financial plan, just consumption. Then life happened. At 41, the company began restructuring. At first, nobody panicked. Kunle laughed about it during lunch breaks. The senior staffed him day remove. We're safe. 6 months later, his department was dissolved. The severance package looked large when it arrived. For the first time in years, his account balance shocked him. But instead of slowing down, Kunle relaxed. He convinced himself another high-paying job would come quickly. It didn't. Months passed. Then a year. The car he once proudly drove became a burden. Fuel prices increased. Maintenance became stressful. His rent became terrifying. That was when reality finally began revealing itself. Kunle realized something painful. For 10 years, he earned well, but he had never truly built anything. No stock investments, no business, no land, no passive income, nothing working for him, just salary. And salary had stopped coming. The emotional damage hit harder than the financial struggle, because the same people who once praised his lifestyle slowly disappeared. Calls reduced. Invitations stopped. Even some relatives he helped financially became suddenly unavailable. One night, during a blackout, Kunle sat quietly in darkness while his daughter slept beside him. Then she asked a question he would never forget. Daddy, are we poor now? He couldn't answer. That question broke something inside him. Not because they were starving, but because deep down, Kunle knew the truth. He had spent years looking rich instead of building wealth. And those are not the same thing. The painful reality is that Kunle's story is not unusual. Many Africans work incredibly hard for years, but silently build lifestyles instead of assets. We celebrate income, we celebrate appearances, we celebrate soft life. But very few people are taught how to actually build long-term wealth. Because wealth is usually quiet. Wealth is consistency. Wealth is investments. Wealth is delayed gratification. Wealth is saying no sometimes. And unfortunately, many people only learn that lesson after the salary stops. 2 years later, Kunle's life looked very different. Smaller apartment, older phone, fewer friends. But something had changed. For the first time in his life, he started buying Nigerian stocks consistently. Small amounts. Nothing flashy. He began learning about money, budgeting, asset ownership, emergency funds. And slowly he understood something he wished somebody taught him at 35. A high salary can make you look successful. But only smart financial decisions can create lasting wealth. Don't just hustle. Build wealth.